the stage, press run, and we're out around the big stage.
T-Dale Stifle has this year's Alabama June Jam in the palm of his hand, literally. Stifle is just one of the many workers on hand this week getting everything ready for the onslaught of country music lovers who will be attending the 4th annual Alabama June Jam. Last year's jam attracted some 50,000 country music fans and showed a profit of some $500,000, all of which went to local charities. The June Jam, of course, is the compliments of Alabama, Fort Payne's own country music superstars. Someone's never been to the June Jam. What can they expect?
To have probably the most fun they've ever had in their lives. Probably to get a little sunburned and maybe get a little tired, but when they go home, they'll know they've had a fantastic day.
If anybody knows the June Jam, it's Gaynell Pitts. Gaynell has been the coordinator for all the June Jams.
The closer you get, the further I fall.
I would suggest you get there early Saturday morning if you're going to the Jam. As of yesterday, folks were already lining up to make their dash to the stage front. There will be 2 stages this year, plus Charlie Daniels, Glenn Campbell, Alabama, and many others, including one of the largest fireworks displays ever in the state of Alabama.
Come Saturday, there should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 50,000 people, right here in this very spot. Oh, now they'll pay $15 for the privilege, but they'll also be entertained by some of the top names in country music. And all the proceeds go to charity. What better way to spend a Saturday? In Fort Payne, at the side of the Alabama June Jam #4, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. See you Saturday.
Myrtle and Thomas Angle live on a small farm in Morgan County. Milking the goats twice a day is part of their daily routine.
Don't hardly have anything to hang on to.
Everything drinks milk, goat milk except the chickens.
You like it, Giselle?
Sure. And that's the only kind of milk to have.
Myrtle and Thomas aren't the only ones on the Angle homestead who have a hankering for goat milk. Beauty, the Angle's pet calf, likes it quite well herself.
They do that.
Several weeks ago, Beauty changed from taking a bottle from Myrtle to getting milk from Nanny. A change Thomas Angle says he's never seen before.
Just run over, it was over there, and it just come over here and started sucking. When she got up there to milk.
And it just made a
big line over there and started sucking. Been at it ever since.
You think that's unusual?
As far as I know, I've never seen nobody that talked to anybody that's seen anything like it.
For Myrtle, it saves her a lot of work.
I tell you, I like it. It saves me having milk all over it. That's the first time I never heard of nobody that's seen anything like it before.
Saves you a lot of work.
Yes.
We'll probably get another one.
You like goat's milk, Giselle?
It's good. The best there is.
What do you think the goat thinks about it?
I don't know. She never said.
And goat's milk, according to the Angles, is very good for you. Well, he didn't hit you in the face with it, did he? You gonna be all right?
I'm all right.
You know, Olden Ridge, is that where we are?
Yeah.
Olden Ridge, Jamie, country rover. You gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Jamie Cooper. I start doing this and I just get carried away and you never know where it's gonna go. What are you gonna see here today?
I see some music mostly.
You're not looking for women, are you?
Well, I ain't saying I'm not.
76-year-old Thomas Bracken was just one of thousands who showed up for the 4th annual Alabama June Jam in Fort Payne yesterday. Folks came from everywhere and practically any way they could to the former 40-acre hayfield that one Saturday in June turns into a country music lover's paradise.
You're welcome. The June Jam is much more than just an outdoor concert. It's more like a happening of North Alabama, the happening as a matter of fact. And as you can see, it grows by the thousands year after year.
Last year's June Jam attracted a crowd of some 45,000 and made $500,000, all of which went to local charities. This year's Jam was bigger and better than ever before. With some of country music's finest talent like Charlie Daniels, Glenn Campbell, and the Judds, the 4th annual June Jam drew an estimated crowd of almost 55,000, making this event the largest country music gathering ever. And it was all made possible by a group of guys who call Fort Payne home, country music's Entertainers of the Year, Alabama. At the 4th annual June Jam, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
Food here any good?
Delicious. We have the best food in town.
You eat here?
I sure do.
Vi Warner doesn't mind telling anyone that Shirley's Cafe serves the best breakfast and lunch anywhere in Scottsboro. Well, that could be because she's the cook.
What do you do if somebody complains?
They don't complain. They wouldn't dare.
Owned by Shirley Smith, Shirley's Cafe has only been open a little over a year. The small eatery, with a 99 Health Department rating, has already collected quite a clientele of its own.
Follow every rainbow till you find your dream.
One thing you quickly learn upon entering Shirley's is there's no such thing as peace and quiet. Don't go to Shirley's if you want to be left alone while you eat. Shirley Smith admits she knows little about operating a restaurant, but she does know how to make a customer feel right at home.
I think we're a homey place. I think we're an unusual place. I hope we care for everybody, and I hope that shows, because we do.
There's not a lot of places to eat like Shirley's.
Hey, here's all your food, darling. I know you love it.
Thank goodness, because if you like peace and quiet, you sure won't get it here.
Come on in and eat with us.
Shirley's, come on in. Shirley's Cafe, for Country Road. Jamie Cooper.
Earl King never did anything to make him famous or rich. What Earl King did was work, practically all of his 63 years. Now, Mr. Earl, as I've always called him, will celebrate his 64th birthday the 4th of July. But for the past several weeks, he's been celebrating something else, not having to work. Earl King is now retired.
So how's retirement life treating you?
Fine, fine, fine. Should have come off earlier. Should have come off a year early.
You think you deserve the break?
Oh, yeah. Enjoying every day of it. Just get up and do what I want to do, go where I want to go, and when I want.
You think that people lazy today?
Oh, yeah. You got a lot of them. You'd have to shoot them to make them work like they used to work when I come on.
Mr. Earl never had a loss for words. Has chopped and hoed his share of cotton, plus, like a lot of folks his age, worked with mules. Today, Mr. Earl's mule is his faithful John Deere.
You don't miss them mules, do you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Had to feed him, had to water him, and all that old kind of stuff. Then you had to feed him and take care of him when you wasn't working him. So, old John don't eat nothing when you ain't running.
Besides working the past 8 years at Channel 31, Mr. Earl has always been somewhat of a shade tree car dealer and part-time farmer. To some, it may not be much, but it was enough for a man with an 8th grade education to put 7 of his 10 kids through college.
Get back and go break.
Whatever
Play
you
the
say.
cards. Take it easy.
I work harder than you think I do. In Madison County, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. You know, I'll be retired. Oh, a lot of people think I'm retired now.
Enjoy these days now and hope betters may come.
Gerhard Krause came from his home country of Germany to the United States in 1953. Krause was a space engineer with the von Braun team. These days, the 71-year-old Krause, a resident of Whitesburg Manor, spends a lot of his time in front of the television, watching baseball, his favorite pastime. Up until several weeks ago, Krause had never seen a baseball game in person. This week, he, along with a couple of nursing home residents, went to watch the Huntsville Stars in action. Kraus never got a chance to play baseball in Germany. Track and soccer were the big sports.
You ever wish you could have played baseball?
I never had a chance to.
Never had a chance?
No, we didn't play this in Germany. There was no game in Germany.
How do you describe baseball?
Well, it is a great game. It's a really great game. I like it. Well, you have the people around you, you know. That makes a difference.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite baseball team?
The Huntsville Stars. Who else?
Kraus also claims he likes a good game of football from time to time and hopes to see many more baseball games this summer, in person if he can.
Gerhard Kraus only has one regret about coming to baseball games. He wishes he'd started much earlier. Having a good time? Yes, sir. Everybody has a good time in Huntsville Stars game. In Huntsville at Joe Davis Stadium, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
39-year-old Roger McDowell has been operating a pawn shop in Fort Payne the past 5 years. Business is good enough to put food on the table and clothes on his back. But McDowell, also known as Fred Smothers, has his heart and soul into music.
We've got to help America get back up on her feet. Where's the beef? Where's the beef? We're sick and tired of all the bull. Just tell us, where's the beef?
Smothers McDowell has recorded 18 songs in his 20-year music career. His most popular, though short-lived, was Where's the Beef? Had it not been for Wendy's killing his claim to fame, who knows? His newest song, a somewhat patriotic tune, Miss Liberty, pays tribute to the Statue of Liberty.
Now I have the chance to tell you what you mean to me. I love you, Miss Liberty.
It was a good idea to do the song, mainly because the Statue of Liberty stands for something I believe in, which is freedom. We take care of our flags, you know, so why shouldn't we take care of the Statue of Liberty? Because she does stand for something that I believe in.
Smothers McDowell has high hopes of someday hitting the charts with a big hit. If he does, or he doesn't, it won't be because he didn't give it his best shot.
Talent's not my bag, but I have a lot of drive, a lot of determination, and I don't know how to quit.
All proceeds from Fred Smothers' Miss Liberty record go directly to Save the Statue of Liberty Fund. And by the way, Fred Smothers will be in Huntsville July 4th at the area Kmart stores where this record is available. It's a good cause. In Fort Payne, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
And we love you, Miss Liberty.
My name's Joe Manley. I'm just up in Scottsboro looking around, see what's going on, see what the bargains are.
What are the bargains?
I hadn't found none too good yet.
Joe Manley wasn't by himself in looking for a bargain. Hundreds just like him found their way to Scottsboro Courthouse Square, something they've been doing since almost the beginning of time in search of bargains, bargains, and more bargains. So they say. If you didn't see it at First Monday in Scottsboro, you probably didn't need it anyway.
Look for a bell. Cheap one?
Well, that would be nice if there were such thing. There's nothing cheap anymore.
Have you been to First Monday in Scottsboro, Alabama, where the people gather in from miles all around?
Yes, sir. Everything I got's a bargain. I just make a lot of friends. I don't make no money at this.
But it is a genuine, original Emmy Kelly doll, and they're extremely rare.
Now, I know it's the 4th of July week, but you might want to think ahead to wintertime. Now, probably the best bargain here today is this authentic Canada-made 5-man bobsled. It's only what?
$35.
$35. Have you ever sold one of these down
here? Yeah, they gobble them up when I got them.
In Scottsboro, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. The folks in Scottsboro never claim to be like everyone else, especially when it comes to running, and the good old boys No Run Run, an event that is probably the most unique non-race ever to take place.
You know, it's the first race I ever won in my life, and you know the thing about it? It doesn't mean a thing, because here in Scottsboro at the annual No Run Run, last place finisher is actually the winner. Just my luck, wouldn't you know it?
Actually, the No Run Run is more of an event for non-runners, like pre-race favorite Chuck Roast.
It's my first race, and I did hear that I was the favorite, and so I fell down the steps trying to get here on time.
The 10,000 millimeter race, that's 33 feet, was somewhat like a turtle marathon to those who had entered. Moving at a snail's pace, hey, they weren't even going that fast. The participants were doing their best not to work up a sweat. Well, that was automatic disqualification. Ron Livingood, a past winner, knew the key to victory.
Sheer laziness. Sheer laziness. That's the way you win it.
For photographer John Peck, the No Run Run was a great, slow-moving and boring event to cover.
Great possibility for still action for still photographers.
Bama Bob Yates had entered all 4 races and knows why he'll never win.
Because it's fixed. It's fixed.
In a race of this swiftness, there is never any agony of defeat.
Excuse me, Doc, can you just call in the winner to me?
Okay, I'll call.
I gotta go. Good luck, Bob.
Thank you.
I'm bored to death. It's Scottsboro, catch your Rover. Jamie Cooper. Good luck.
Bye, Jamie.
For those strolling the downtown mall in Boaz yesterday, it was a day to munch on hot dogs, lick a little ice cream, and just basically shoot the breeze. Shooting the breeze and singing just happened to be the 2 favorite things of Tex Pate. Besides listening to Tex, though, folks yesterday gathered around the downtown tables to get a gander at the annual watermelon eating contest, an event where table manners don't mean a thing.
3, go!
I just ate it.
You like watermelon that much?
Yeah.
Adults as well as kids got their chance to sink their teeth and face into the juicy but messy action.
Well, 4th of July wouldn't be anything about good old-fashioned watermelon. I'll tell you one thing, I hate it myself, but Faye, if you'll demonstrate one more time for us just how you finish second, go at it. What would the 4th be without Faye and watermelon? Come on, Faye, don't let me down now. In Boaz, I'm not going to kiss you or anything, don't worry about it. Amy Country Rover, Jamie Cooper.
Y'all come and come to Boaz when you can. Thank you, neighbors.
Judy Smith spends practically half her summer in the pool, and she has for the past 14 years.
Let's see, who all's here? Am I missing anybody?
Judy Smith teaches swimming lessons, and through the years she has become a big splash with her students. Converting about 100 non-swimmers into swimmers each summer, Miss Smith teaches both kids and adults.
Well, their mothers have told them not to get near the pool, they'll fall in and drown. And then I'm telling them to get in, it's fun. It's hard to get them to tell the difference what they're supposed to do.
Swimming students like 2-year-old Eddie Wiggs are the pride of Miss Smith's class. His reputation as a regular water bug, however, diminished when he made this television appearance.
Eddie, don't you like to swim?
Learning to swim is not that hard for the kids, but for adults like Terry Atnip, who has 2 kids taking lessons, the swim classes are somewhat embarrassing.
So you can't swim?
No, sure can't.
Why not?
Just never did learn.
Are you scared of water?
Yes.
One of those suckers for me. It's a good idea for everyone to know how to swim, whether you're young or old. I was such a quick learner, it took me 30 years. In Huntsville, I'm your country rover, and one of those nine. Thanks, Jamie Cooper. Here, Buster, here, Buster. It's not hard to tell where the most popular fishing hole in Huntsville is, because here at Brand Springs Park there's about 1,000 people, all fishing and looking for an elusive catfish by the name of Buster. Buster, if caught alive, is worth $10,000. Here, Buster. Here, Buster.
3, 2, 1, and cast.
Hundreds of kids, parents, and grandparents were visible Saturday at Brand Springs Lake, all hoping to snag Buster, the $10,000 catfish. Or perhaps they would settle for a nibble and then drag in enough fish to win a prize in the Captain D's and Channel 31 fishing rodeo. Armed with practically anything they could stick into the water, the kids looked as if they were having the time of their life, regardless of the fact that few fish were caught throughout the entire day. Buster is probably still swimming in Brand Springs Lake, but nowadays, he's just an ordinary fish. In Huntsville, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. There are sporting events, and then there are sporting events. But I doubt seriously if one could compare with the one these Madison Crossroads folks came to witness.
Watch where you walk, Jamie. Is this Elvis?
Andy Dano thought it was going to be so exciting, he decided to come along.
Nope.
Boy, was he surprised, especially when he decided to become one of the ball players playing with the Jackass Express in a donkey softball game.
As long as you never mount from the rear side, which means no playing Roy Rogers and hopping on from the backside. Try it and I'll almost guarantee an abrupt surprise.
Here go your players.
Now, getting enough players proved to be somewhat of a problem.
Ain't riding one of them crazy things.
Why?
Shoot, I got to make a living. I wish I could, but them things a little dangerous.
Just what type of person does it take to participate in an event like this?
Anybody with a sense of adventure, someone who wants to have some fun. That's about it. Just
A fool. And I'm that, but I'm not fool enough to get out there and do that.
One thing donkey softball does not lack, that's excitement. Isn't that right, Randy?
I don't know. Give me a few more innings to get used to it. It's new.
In Madison Crossroads, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. Several weeks ago, I told you the story of Tom Holly of Huntsville and Al Rosenbaum of Birmingham. The two were practicing for the event of a lifetime, the Great American Race, an event consisting of classic cars competing against one another from Los Angeles to New York. The key to victory wasn't to be the speed of the cars, but precision timing. To the winner of the 11-day event, $100,000. The race ended July 4th with a ticker tape parade in downtown Manhattan.
We pretty seriously underestimate. And off of the cuff numbers, I'd say it's about 10 times what we anticipate.
Needless to say, Alabama's entry into the Great American Race didn't win. The winner was a 1914 Dodge. But for Holly, who's back at work restoring antique cars, the great race wasn't all fun and games.
It was terribly hard on you and awfully frustrating, and it's sort of like hanging. It don't take long to get enough of that.
Holly, once a technical writer, turned out to be the poet of the race, having one of his 2 poems he wrote published in Newsweek.
The Great American Race is all our dreams. By July the 4th, we'll know what that means. Prodding the roads over desert, plains, and hills, pushing to win and pay those bills. Win, place, or show, be as it may, our goal is New York City on Independence Day. And we made it.
Tom Holly says that the Great American Race was an ego trip like no other. And actually, he's having more fun now just remembering the race than he did when he actually participated in it. Too much work? Sure. And I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. Next time you can take me along with you. All right.
Swimming, horseback riding, canoeing, and just plain playing. That's what summer camp is all about. And here last week at Camp Barber near Guntersville, the spirit of summer camp was never more visible.
Dang it.
I'm so thirsty. I'm so man.
Camp Barber, for 1 week in July, is like no other camp. Since 1957, handicapped and retarded kids and adults, thanks to the Space City Lions Club, have been coming here and having the time of their lives.
I like to go swimming and boating and canoeing and sleeping in cabins.
Like to flirt all the good-looking women.
Oh, man.
I like it okay.
You like it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Angela, Charles, and Bill are just a few of the 90 handicapped and retarded campers who spend an entire week in the company of some 30 volunteer counselors doing just what you and I would be doing at camp, having a good time.
You just call up my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh, yes, I will see you again.
Well, Miss Liz Early next year, she better come down here.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
You ain't nothing but a ham. Go with everybody else.
Elvira.
Give me a chance to say something here. Go ahead. Okay. If one word describes Camp Barber, I guess it would be special, right? Right, Jamie. Y'all having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Hit it one more time, will you? Okay. Elvira.
Yeah.
Camp Barber, right?
Yeah.
Have your country rover? Jamie Cooper. I think you're going to pull something loose in there, Glenn.
Remember the mule lady from Coldwater, Tennessee, Marilyn Green? Well, Miss Green, you'll recall, taught her mules to jump, and she also recorded an album dedicated to her favorite animal, of course, the mule.
Ain't got time to kiss you now, I'm busy with this mule. Whoa, mule, whoa, whoa, mule, I say, I ain't got time to kiss you.
Well, Marilyn and Ronald Green also raise show calves, and they claim they know a quicker and easier way to train calves to show.
So you can't hook them on at this stage, they just kill them.
Calves this size, about 700 pounds, don't take too kindly to being handled by humans. The Greens, using their donkeys Melody and Lullaby, hook the calves to the donkeys for several hours a day. Well, this gets the calf used to a halter and being led.
Now, where did you learn about this, or how did you discover it?
I read about it, and I heard people talking about it. I saw pictures of it. And this is the way the Spaniards came up with this idea. It came out of the Southwest.
The process requires about 3 days, with the first day being the hardest. That's getting the calf accustomed to being tied.
Whoa! Let's face it, neither the donkey or the calf are real happy about this arrangement. Me either at the moment. But the Greens are very happy, and there's nothing these folks here can do about it.
That was good.
In Coldwater, Tennessee, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. The hazards of this job. Come on, bud, let's get out of here.
A couple of new ones, a couple of real good ones here, and most new. I got a couple of cheapies.
Pretty good stuff?
Sure do. Just like this one. Look at here. Good tire. Good clean tire.
Al Clark is a
13-inch
tire doctor. His specialty is knowing the inside and out of his product, tires. Operating out of his roadside showroom, the Dock has tires of all sizes and all prices. Well, usually a round-treaded rubber from Doc Clark will cost you around $7 to $10.
There, that's a good one. That's one of the best I got here. See that? That's a good super high tread. It's been on the road, but ain't got no wear. been mounted. See that? Brand spanking new. Still got the little fine piece.
Doc at times goes days without selling a single tire. He claims it doesn't even bother him. He's just happy to be able to sit out by his tires and watch the world go by.
A hard way to make a living or easy way?
This is a hard way. It'd be a lot better if I could find a real good job. There's a few here and there, but I just find it more fun to be able to help somebody out with some tires.
Do you get tired of the tire business?
Well, no, I get depressed a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. As long as I sell a tire, maybe once, twice a week.
Howdy. You know them?
Nope. No. A lot of people know me though.
Have you sold any today?
Nope.
Selling yesterday?
Nope.
Day before that?
Yeah, I sold 4 that day. Huh?
How you like
Just a few here now and then.
How you like this roadside showroom?
Saves the overhead.
Saves overhead? I can believe that.
Saves the overhead, huh?
If you're looking for a good tire, come on over to Al. Dr. Al's here on 431 in Albertville. We got him.
Oh my golly, yeah.
In Albertville, I'm your country rover. How much you sell me this one for?
Oh, that's worth about $7 maybe.
Jamie Cooper.
73-year-old Bill Harris always wanted to be a riverboat captain. He never made it, but he did manage to become captain of the Miss Gunnersville Lake, a 12-foot, 145-pound aluminum craft fishing boat that Harris has piloted over 44,000 miles the last 18 years.
This is take your bottom. That's to protect you.
What's the most essential thing on this trip? That.
Well, I imagine so. If it wasn't for that, you couldn't stay on for a week after.
Early this morning, Harris and his crew of 2 set out from Harris's hometown of Gunnersville on their way to Nashville. And according to their plans, they hope to backtrack down the Tom Bigby to Mobile and then back home. A voyage totaling some 2,000 miles. For Harris, a trip like this is nothing new. This marks the 19th consecutive year he has journeyed from his home port.
You leave here, you get away from people, automobiles, and you see what the good Lord put for you to enjoy out there, Jamie. And I wouldn't go in any other boat on this lake or any lake. I go in this boat or I don't go at all.
You don't have many comforts on that boat, though, do you?
Well, we don't have very many. You got to take the good with the bad and bad with the good.
Bill Harris and Miss Lake Gunnersville should return here to Gunnersville in about 2 weeks after covering some 2,000 miles. The only thing lacking this morning for Bill Harris and his crew was just a little more boat. In Gunnersville, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
Ice cream-aholic. I eat ice cream at least 3 times a day, and I never get tired of it. But
Tim Washburn makes no secret about it. He eats a lot of ice cream, and being plant manager at one of the South's smallest ice cream producers, Squirrel's Dairy, Washburn naturally eats only one brand, his own.
Well, Squirrel's ice cream is good. I have to say it's one of the best I've ever tried. Not because I make it, because I'm an ice cream-aholic. Well, we use a homemade recipe that the old Squirrel family used for years and years when they used to crank it by hand. And it's gone a long way with acceptance in our market.
Squirrel's, a family-run dairy, produces 21 flavors of their homemade specialties. Folks come from all around to satisfy their sweet tooth with a taste of Squirrel's. Washburn claims he invents at least one new flavor of ice cream every 6 months. His latest was apple pie. His newest?
Well, I've been thinking about some sweet potato. You know, these good old boys down south here, we need vegetables on a daily basis, so, you know, maybe I'll make some sweet potato ice cream or something.
Squirrel's ice cream is available in Huntsville at Nanny's Homemade Ice Cream Shop.
This July is National Ice Cream Month. What better way to celebrate than with a big bowl of ice cream? And Tim, since I'm so indecisive, I'm just going to try out 21 flavors.
Here, have a spoon, Jack.
That's all right. I brought my own. You didn't want any, did you?
It don't look like it.
In Leeds, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
Charlotte and Prince Jones don't have any grandkids as of yet, but that's not to say they're not proud of a little fellow who hangs around a lot.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He lets us know when the mailman's coming, when the garbage man's coming.
Eli, 4-year-old Sheltie, is the grand dog of the Jones, and the lovable canine of the Jones' daughter, Julie Mowbray. Eli, the Joneses claim, is some smart canine and was the top dog in his obedience class. Eli is also somewhat of a talented musician.
Hey, come on, Eli. Come on. Good boy. Are you ready? Play that piano. Play
Eli has been pawing at the piano keys for a year now under the instruction of Grandpa Jones.
All right. Good boy. Good dog. Now, let's go again. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Both feet. Hold it. Boom, boom.
How did you get him interested in playing piano?
All right. Good boy. It was just something to do, and we thought we'd try him out on something different, and he took to it.
You think he's a little nervous today?
Oh, yeah. I know he's nervous.
Eli's never been known as one to brag on himself. He leaves that to those who enjoy his music.
Now then, let's play that piano. Boom, boom, boom. Both feet. Boom, 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 boom.
All right. Good dog. Play some more.
Well, you know how it is your first time on television. Everybody's got the jitters a little bit. Granted, Eli's no Liberace, but then again, he can play better than I can. In Huntsville, here you go, Eli. I don't want that. Remember Country Rover? Jamie Cooper. Come on, Eli. Hit another tune there. Come on.
Rick Orgel is chief of staff at a Jackson County nursing home of sorts. Orgel cares for some 50 to 60 patients that have seen their better days. The patients, each with the same initials, VW, spend their lives at Rick's Old Folks Home, a retirement home for Volkswagens no longer able to cope with the day-to-day stress of traffic. For the past 10 years, Orgel has been caring for his favorite automobiles.
Ever since I was 15, I started working on them for a teacher, and it got in my blood, and I guess it's just there. I tried to get doing something else, and every time I do something else, I'm still working on Volkswagens at the same time.
So you got Volkswagen in your blood?
Something like that. I don't know how to explain it, but once you like them, you just like them from then on.
Orgel, a dealer and dismantler of Volkswagens, claims folks come from all around to visit his outside showroom. And according to Orgel, the Volkswagen is the most versatile of all street machines, and he does his best to keep them that way.
Have any problem out of a lot of your patients here at the Old Folks Home?
No, a lot of times they come in sick and go out pretty good. And there was an old cliche I seen on a T-shirt. I wanted to get that for my work shirts that said, "Old Volkswagens never die. They just go to the Old Folks Home."
And this is the Old Folks Home?
This is the Old Folks Home.
From the looks of most of the patients here, well, they're not going to get any better. And they'll probably spend the remainder of their lives just rusting away here at Rick's Old Folks Home. Near Scottsboro, I'm your Country Rover, Jamie Cooper.
Anyone who's ever been to Dana and Bobby Short's house knows how much the Shorts love animals. Turkeys, ferrets, pigeons, and dogs call the Shorts pad home. And last Friday, they had one black bear to the family.
Well, I had my gun by the road, followed him up the fence. He stopped, done a few spins, and up the tree.
The bear, hit by a car, made its way to the Short homestead, where it was treated by Teddy, a ferocious-looking animal that's one of the family pets. Officials were then called, and after surveying the situation, well, they decided they needed some help.
We don't handle too many bears in this country.
Have y'all ever had to get one out of a tree?
No, I don't think so. Not.
After about a 3-hour wait, and the bear still in the tree, help arrived in the form of one veterinarian with a tranquilizer gun and one backhoe from the Morgan County Water Department.
Gotcha.
I don't know who's going to climb up there and get that dart out in case we have to have another one.
Go.
Front end's down.
Yeah. He's going to fall out. He's about to change. You all right?
Yeah, I think you're all right.
Now what do you want me to do with him?
A black bear similar to this one was spotted early last week in Gunnersville and a day later in New Hope. And no one knew for sure if it could have been the same one, but one thing was for certain. It was an eventful day for Lacey Springs.
I rescued the bear.
So not exactly an ordinary day at work.
No, but this made my day, though, and probably the year.
The bear right now is in the Birmingham Zoo with a broken leg and is reportedly doing okay. In a few weeks, the State Conservation Department will release the bear back into the wild. In Huntsville, I'm your Country Rover, Jamie Cooper.
Neil Owen has some 30 Toggenburg goats on his small Blount County farm. Well, as you can see, Toggenburg goats have a reputation for being great milk goats. But the pride of the Owen herd is Victor, the registered billy goat of the bunch and father of some 20 kids over the past 2 years. Now, ironically, on the very day Victor's last grandson was born, Victor himself was found to be quite unusual.
Be still.
Well, how did you discover this?
He was walking across the pasture, and I noticed this looked like a growth on it. So I examined him and found out he had teats. So I clipped him and milked him, and he gave milk.
So what do you think then?
I didn't know what to think.
Well, how does he take to being milked?
He doesn't like it too well.
Have you tasted any billy goat?
No, not yet. Running out of milk.
As hard as it may be to believe, Victor the billy goat does give milk. And from what Neil Owen has been able to determine, Victor is most certainly one of a kind. To the cats, however, Victor's just another meal.
If billy goats can give milk, who knows what'll be next? I don't want to grab the wrong thing, Victor. Or is this Victoria? Or Vicky? Whoa! And Sneed, ever cut your over? Jamie Cooper.
Christine Sneed has only worked at one place her entire life. Tomorrow, that place closes for good. For 32 years, the Bon Air restaurant has served some of the best home-cooked meals in Huntsville. Because of the I-565 spur, the Bon Air restaurant and motel must be destroyed to make way for the new road. Owners Joyce and Olin Hicks must have everything gone by October, but they felt now was the best time to close.
Well, we appreciate the business we've had through the years, and we're going to miss our customers, many friends we've had.
When the Bon Air first opened over 30 years ago, the intersection at Meridianville and Pratt was the busiest in town. And though traffic has dwindled over the years, customers have not. Former waitress Nellie Brown has bad feelings about the closing of her favorite place.
I don't like it. I like it here.
For years, Ron Bell has been getting his daily paper to Bon Air. That too will change.
Gonna miss it a lot.
Where are you gonna get a paper?
I don't know. I guess I'll get one down the street there somewhere, down further down Meridian Street.
When the Bon Air closes, Alfred Stakely not only loses a good place to eat, but also his home.
I'll go somewhere else, I guess. Get the same kind of work, I guess.
The Hicks family will close the Bon Air restaurant tomorrow at 2 o'clock. No more vegetables, no more homemade rolls, only progress, so they say. The Bon Air restaurant in Huntsville. I'm your country rover. Ever had one of these rolls?
I've had lots of them.
Wish I'd had more.
I wish I had.
Jamie Cooper.
Time after time I went searching.
For 86 years, folks of all denominations have been gathering on a 10-acre site in Morgan County known as the Hartselle Camp Meeting, a summer camp that is quite unusual.
People gathered unto him, and he was nigh unto the sea. And behold, there cometh one of the rulers.
2 weeks every summer, young and old alike, spend their days and nights renewing their religious beliefs. Preaching, singing, and fellowship are the main ingredients at the Hartselle Camp Meeting. 23-year-old Rod Puckett has never missed a meeting under the Hartselle Tabernacle.
I would describe it as an old-fashioned back to the Bible, just preaching and singing and loving the Lord just like they used to and your grandparents were, old-time religion, I would say.
Old-fashioned down-home religion is exactly what you'll find at the Hartselle Tabernacle. Howard Spiegel will testify to that.
Jamie, this is an old-time religion place. This is the old-fashioned kind of worshiping the Lord, and people come together from all denominations and worship the Lord just because they love the Lord and want to get away in a retreat. This is what you would call a retreat.
Though there have been many changes in the world since this camp meeting first began, none have affected the feeling surrounding the Hartselle Tabernacle.
The Hartselle Camp meeting is really a unique summer camp, and two things the people in attendance can be assured of. One, their spirits will be lifted, and two, their stomachs will be full. You can count on that. In Hartselle, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
I like to go fast. I like the ocean, and in order to ride comfortably in the ocean, you need a 40-foot boat.
Fred Bickford never liked to go slow. That's one good reason he has one of the fastest boats ever to tread water on Guntersville Lake, the Fountain Executioner. Not exactly your average runabout. Actually, the boat is one of only three, the other two belonging to the kings of Indonesia and Jordan. Bickford may not be a king, but his 40-foot Executioner is somewhat like a floating palace, valued in the neighborhood of $225,000. Some boat.
Well, it's one of a kind, I guess, as far as this area is concerned. There's probably three in the world like it. I guess it's just having something that no one else has got, I guess. I drove race cars for years, and I like them because not too many people have them, you know, and there's not too many people that drive them.
What kind of thrill do you get when you're going 80 and 100 miles an hour across the water?
It's exhilarating. It's like having the best woman, I guess.
The boat with twin 800 horsepower, 527 cubic inch turbocharged motors is an offshore racer capable of speeds in salt water of 100 miles per hour and a slower 80 to 90 miles per hour in freshwater.
The Executioner here will spin about 80 gallons an hour, wide open. But the thing about it is, you can be almost anywhere in an hour aboard the Executioner. And I believe it, Fred. You got a fast boat.
Thank you.
In Guntersville, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
Oh, MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had some chicks, E-I-E-I-O. With a
Porky Pig didn't show up this weekend for his 50th birthday party, but many of his faithful followers did, and to say the least, they were hog wild.
Hog wild.
Dressed as tacky as possible, the folks in attendance at the first ever swine ball at the Von Braun Civic Center were treated to some really swine things, including barbecue and pork rinds, the biggest ham of Huntsville award, and plenty of old-fashioned foot stomping. All proceeds from the first ever swine ball went to the American Cancer Society.
We thought it would be really fun to do something new and different, and especially since it's Porky Pig's 50th birthday, we thought this would be prime time for a big pig party, or a swine ball as we have called it.
The highlight of this non-boring event was the hog calling contest. Winner of the hog calling was Margaret Duffy.
Yes, I've been doing this for years. I'm from Arkansas, and I'm a real razorback.
Let's hear one more.
Pig soup!
Birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Porky. Happy birthday to you.
I'm sure if Porky Pig could have been here himself tonight, he would have been in hog heaven. But since he's not, happy birthday anyway, Porky. That's the first ever swine ball. I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. Woo! Woo!
Bill Miller and his family have quite an unusual assortment of trees and plants in their backyard. A coffee plant with a real coffee bean, a pineapple plant, and what could be the only one in town, a grapefruit tree. There's an orange tree and banana tree in the Miller's fruity backyard, even a lemon tree. Well, added to all this, the Millers also have a somewhat small garden, which just happens to be the very spot family pet Brandy spends most of her time, having lunch. Brandy, you see, loves to pick and eat tomatoes ripe off the vine.
Never known of one to do it before, and she seemed to have learned this on her own. She eats tomatoes, lettuce, pickles, peanut butter, cheese, along with the regular dog food.
But what do you think she prefers?
Well, she prefers lettuce and tomatoes.
That's kind of unusual for a dog.
Yes, it is. Very unusual.
The Millers have to be careful when Brandy's out alone. If they're not, the family does without their homegrown tomatoes.
Yeah, usually she likes to go out and pick them, and she tries to come inside with them, but usually we keep her outside. She'll come in and it'll be all in her whiskers matted together, and it'll smell like tomato.
She just likes tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. She loves tomatoes.
The best way Brandy likes her tomatoes, unlike most people, is without any salt. Right? Not the first dog I've eaten after. And hustle, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. Here you have now, like mine with salt.
Betty Bright has always loved animals. She's got a yard full of cats and dogs to prove it. But one of her pets is quite special. In fact, he's a pet you might even remember from several years ago, Booty the Poodle. Now, Booty may look ordinary at first glance, but once he starts to move, you quickly realize Booty has only 2 legs, and that's all he's had for the past 5 years.
There was a car ran over him the first time. They taken his leg off, and then they sent him back to the people that owned him. Car ran over him again, and then they taken him back, and they told him to go to sleep, put him to sleep, so Dr. Sanders wouldn't do it, so.
Booty is mainly confined these days to his fenced-in playground, but once on the loose, Booty, the 2-legged poodle, gets around as good as anyone.
Round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round, I get around, 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 get around, round.
Oh, it's amazing what it can do. It can do anything any other dog can do.
Most people are simply amazed at the way Booty can get around on just 2 legs, but for Booty, come here, boy. Well, he doesn't complain any. He's used to it, and matter of fact, he still enjoys his favorite pastime, chasing cats whenever he gets a chance. Right, Booty? In Hustleville with Booty, the 2-legged poodle, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
Susan Guile has been involved with horses practically all of her life. These days, however, Susan deals with only one type of horse, the Arabian. And though relatively new to this area, the Arabians have been around for years, with superstars like Wayne Newton and Kenny Rogers among the well-known for owning them.
You know, most of the people here are used to seeing walking horses and quarter horses, but the Arabian horse is one of the oldest domestic breeds of horses, and it's just new to the area.
Susan Guile is not your average cowgirl, not by a long shot. Susan is a partner in Cedarhurst Farms, a full-service farm that caters to the every need of the Arabian horse and its owner. Currently, there are some 50 Arabians housed at Cedarhurst Barn, a palace among barns to say the least. Not only do the horses roam the 1,300 acres near Crossville, but each is worked 6 days a week. Susan Giles is a new breed of cowgirl, one that not only knows the horse, but the business that goes with it as well. Susan at times conducts investment seminars at Cedarhurst.
Well, I think it used to be, everybody rode roping cattle or running barrels or that type of thing, where now it's more of from a business aspect than just a cowboy.
The average cost of an Arabian at Cedarhurst is $50,000, with several being worth much more.
According to Susan Guile, in several years, these foals could appreciate as much as 200%. It's not a bad investment for just horsing around. Here at Crossville, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper.
Oline Marchman doesn't mind being known as an outdoorsy type of person. After all, she loves it, and with good reason. Miss Marchman, since 1971, when she built and wired this house herself, has just recently completed rocking the entire house herself.
I just love rock. It looks much like the outdoors. I love outdoor fishing and that and everything like that, and I just love the sandstone rock with the mortar and the moss. Yeah, but I guess I'm not afraid of work.
Learning her skill growing up with a dad who was a carpenter, Miss Marchman, at 55 years old, could hold her own these days with almost any good carpenter. Her latest addition was this rock pond. But her favorite piece of work is this circular rock step. When Miss Marchman isn't working on the house, she's tending to one of her many flower beds while she's under close supervision from Jojo, her pet monkey. She also built his cage.
Baby, what's you doing, Joe? What's you doing? Jojo, come here. Come on.
Miss Marchman doesn't plan on building anything else for the time being, but there is one other part of the house that is quite unique.
If you think the outside of this house is something, well, believe it or not, this is the bathroom, and this is the shower. Some shower.
Fred Flintstone would have felt right at home here at Olene Marchman's house. Near Hartselle, I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. Every weekend, a group of average-looking, middle-aged guys march down a hill to participate in an activity that they claim is one of the fastest-growing sports in America. The sport is silhouette shooting. The place is the Sand Mountain Shooters Club in Carlisle.
It's just satisfaction. I just enjoy doing it. I'm getting too old to do much of anything else.
It's just a sport for self-accomplishment. Not just anybody can pick up a handgun or a firearm of any type and hit what they're aiming at.
This is a sport for people to relax and unwind and build their confidence, reflexes, coordination, outdoor. Anybody that enjoys the outdoor would surely enjoy this here.
With a membership of around 30, the Sand Mountain Shooters Club caters to the man or woman who's looking for a sport that, to say the least, is really popping.
Like any other recreations, like tennis, golf, bowling, anything like that. If you get into a sport like that, you could get into this if you enjoy shooting firearms.
If you're one of those who likes peace and quiet, you definitely not going to have a good time here at the Sand Mountain Shooters Club. Woo, blew my patch off. Dear Carlisle, I'm your country rover, J.B. Cooper.
Raymond Langford is sort of a jack of all trades. His yard is full of lawnmowers and bicycles, all in need of repair. Langford's pride and joy is his 1914 T-model delivery truck. Langford has completely restored the antique beauty to the point where everything is in working condition. This summer, Langford, for the first time, tried his hand at something new, growing pumpkins. And by the looks of his overgrown pumpkin patch, he didn't do too good of a job.
How would you describe this pumpkin patch right now, looking at it?
A mess. Kind of a mess. Learn how to let them rot out here in the feet.
So, judging by what you see right here, you think you wouldn't much of a pumpkin grower?
That's about the size of it, I guess.
Langford, however, did manage, with the help of a front-end loader, to get his best two pumpkins out of the field several weeks ago. These two monsters were the best of the patch and more than Langford had expected. One weighed in at 300 pounds and the other at 290. Not bad for a first-time pumpkin grower.
Well, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd get that big.
What were you going to do with these?
Make pies out of them.
Make pies out of them?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to try to grow one bigger next year?
Yes.
And you were going to send them to Gary Dobbs?
Yeah, if he could have handled it on his counter.
You don't think Gary can handle one of these?
Kind of doubt it.
Gary, you ain't man enough to handle one of these big 300-pound pumpkins, so I did your work for you. And thanks for great. I'm your country rover, Jamie Cooper. That's two big pumpkins.
Too big.